Okay, let's jump right into this explainer and unpack the Ramayana. We're going to explore exactly how this classic story of duty, loyalty, and the ultimate triumph of good over evil unfolds. Now, this ancient epic, which is beautifully compiled for younger readers by Visalakshi Gopalan in our source material today, is, way more than just a fairy tale. It is a profound look at human values, really testing the absolute limits of devotion and honor.
I mean, think about it. What happens when a perfect prince loses his kingdom, his father, and his true love all in one single stroke? It's a total reversal of fortune. We're literally thrown alongside our hero from the absolute peak of a royal coronation, straight down into the depths of despair and exile. It forces us to ask this fundamental question. How do we react when life takes absolutely everything away from us?
Which brings us to Section 1, the Prince of Ayodhya. We're starting off in this incredibly magnificent city. King Dasharatha is burdened by having no heir, so he performs a sacred yagna to the fire god Agni. And this ritual ultimately works. He's blessed with 4 sons, but the eldest and most cherished is Rama. Here we meet our core cast. We've got the valiant eldest prince, Rama, standing tall. Alongside him is his deeply devoted wife Sita, his incredibly loyal brother Lakshmana, and the ultimate servant and powerhouse ally Hanuman, bowing right there in reverence. This tight-knit group, they're the beating heart of our epic. And the thing you've got to know early on is that Rama isn't just royalty. The guy is a completely unrivaled warrior. Even as a young man, he's taken by sage Vishwamitra to learn divine weaponry and protect sacred rituals from these terrifying demons. And this journey culminates in Mithila, where he competes for the hand of Princess Sita. To win, a suitor has to string the mighty Shiva bow. While everyone else fails to even budge the thing, Rama steps up, hoists this massive bow that literally requires 5,000 people just to carry, and effortlessly snaps it right in two. Moving on to Section 2, Exile into the Forest. So, right as Rama is about to be crowned king and the whole city of Ayodhya is celebrating, a massive dark cloud gathers right inside the palace walls. It is actually shocking how fast everything unravels. Queen Kaikeyi, that's Rama's stepmother, has her mind poisoned by her maid Manthara. Cashing in on 2 ancient boons owed to her by the king, Kaikeyi demands that her own son Bharata take the throne instead, and that Rama be banished to the super dangerous Dandakaranya forest for 14 whole years. King Dasharatha is utterly devastated. He actually dies of a broken heart shortly after. But what's really fascinating is Bharata's reaction to all this. He is disgusted by his mother's betrayal. He tracks Rama down in the forest, begging him to return. When Rama refuses, Bharata takes Rama's sandals, places them on the throne back home, and rules only as a servant of his brother for those 14 years. Just look at Rama's absolute calmness in the face of this huge betrayal, agreeing to give up the throne without a second thought. That shows us exactly what makes him the ultimate symbol of duty. He tells his heartbroken father that he is duty-bound to honor the king's promises. He doesn't fight it, he doesn't argue, he just sheds his royal clothes. And along with his devoted wife Sita and his intensely loyal brother Lakshmana, who both absolutely refuse to be left behind, they walk barefoot into the wilderness. Okay, Section 3, the kidnapping of Sita. Things take a really dark turn in the forest when our heroes accidentally draw the attention of the ultimate antagonist. Basically, Rama rejects the advances of an evil demoness named Surpanaka, and Lakshmana ends up cutting off her nose to protect Sita. Well, that triggers the wrath of her brother, Ravana, the 10-headed demon king of Lanka. And this sets up the massive clash of ideals at the heart of this epic. On one side, we have Prince Rama, who willingly gives up his entire kingdom and all his comforts out of pure honor and respect for his father's word. On the other side, King Ravana, a guy who destroys everything around him, even ignoring the warnings of his own advisors, solely to satisfy his lust and his massive ego. Let's dive into this total masterclass in deception. Ravana knows he can't get Rama in a straight-up fight, so he uses a distraction. He forces a demon named Maricha to transform into a dazzling golden deer. Sita is completely captivated by it and asks Rama to catch it for her. When Rama chases it down, the dying demon mimics Rama's voice, screaming out for help. This brilliantly cruel trick terrifies Sita, forcing Lakshmana to leave her side and cross a magical protective line he had drawn on the ground. Once she's alone, Ravana, disguised as a poor hermit begging for food, tricks Sita into crossing that line, grabs her, and drags her onto his flying chariot. As Ravana flies away with a weeping Sita,
We get an incredibly emotional peek in the story that highlights the intense loyalty Rama inspires. The brave bird king Jatayu sees what's happening and actually fights the mighty Ravana in the sky. Jatayu is literally just a bird, but he attacks the 10-headed demon fiercely, fighting until Ravana cruelly chops off his wings and legs. Jatayu sacrifices his life, but manages to live just long enough to point a heartbroken Rama and Lakshmana in the right direction.
That leads us to Section 4, Building the Monkey Army. Heartbroken but totally determined, Rama and Lakshmana head south to the hills of Rishimukha to gather allies. I mean, they are alone in the wilderness facing the most powerful demon king in the world, so they really need an army. Here we see the awesome power of friendship and mutual aid. They meet the monkey men, the Vanaras, and their exiled leader, Sugriva. To prove his strength to a skeptical Sugriva, Rama shoots a single arrow that fells 7 trees at once. Insane, right? Rama helps Sugriva reclaim his kingdom, and in return, Sugriva commands his vast Vanara army to scour the entire earth for Sita. The search party eventually reaches the vast ocean, and this is where Hanuman steps up for an epic, action-packed infiltration mission. First, he expands his body for a giant leap straight across the sea. Then, he uses his intellect to shrink down to the size of a thumb, slipping right past Lanka's fierce guards. After he finally finds Sita in the Asoka garden, he doesn't just leave quietly. No way. He deliberately provokes a fight, gets captured, and when Ravana arrogantly sets his tail on fire, Hanuman uses it as a whip to literally set Ravana's glittering city ablaze before leaping all the way back. Section 5. The Great War. With the location of Sita finally confirmed, Rama and the monkey army build this massive bridge of stones and logs right across the ocean, setting the stage for the epic climax. And you've got to look at the sheer scale of the threats Rama's army faces here. It's honestly like a terrifying boss rush of magical enemies. You have Kumbhakarna, a giant who sleeps for 6 months at a time, entering the battlefield like a walking mountain. Then there's Ravana's son, Indrajit, who uses invisible attacks, serpent arrows, and even creates a super realistic magical illusion of Sita dying just to break Rama's spirit. But not everyone in Lanka is evil. Ravana's own brother, Vibhishana, proves that even within the enemy camp, the truth of Rama's righteousness is just undeniable. Vibhishana actually begs Ravana to return Sita and make peace, fully recognizing Rama as the Lord of the universe. But Ravana arrogantly ignores him and banishes him. Vibhishana then rightly joins Rama's side, providing them with absolutely vital intelligence for the war. And speaking of amazing allies, you just have to love this level of dedication from Hanuman. At one point, a magical gas from Indrajit knocks out Rama's army. Hanuman is sent flying to Mount Kailash to find a rare healing herb called Sanjivani. But there's a catch. He doesn't actually know what the herb looks like. So, rather than wasting time picking flowers, Hanuman just rips the entire mountain out of the ground, lifts it up, and flies the whole thing back to the battlefield. I mean, talk about over-delivering, right? The climax is incredibly intense. It comes down to a grueling, multi-day one-on-one duel between Rama and Ravana. Now, Ravana is heavily protected by divine armor, granted to him by the gods, which makes ordinary weapons completely useless. But he ultimately falls to Rama's unwavering focus. Rama invokes the Brahmastra, which is the mightiest of all weapons, piercing Ravana's chest and finally vanquishing the evil king once and for all. Section 6. Return to Ayodhya. With the Great War won and the forces of evil defeated, the time finally comes for the reunion we've all been waiting for and a true hero's homecoming. But the reunion isn't entirely simple. To publicly silence any lingering doubts about her purity after being held captive in the Demon King's palace for so long, Sita demands a trial by fire. She actually steps right into a blazing pyre, but Agni, the fire god himself, carries her out completely unharmed, officially proving her unmatched virtue to the world and bringing an end to their tragic separation. This brings us to the ultimate moral payoff of the entire epic. The grueling 14-year exile comes to an end. The reunited heroes fly back in a flying chariot called the Pushpak Viman. Bharata, who has been faithfully waiting all these years, joyfully hands the kingdom back to his brother. After sacrificing everything for duty and walking the hardest possible path, Rama is finally crowned king, initiating a glorious golden era of peace and justice known forever as Rama Raja. Compiled specifically for young minds, as we see in our source material today, this version of the text ensures that these incredible values, devotion, deep respect for parents, and an unwavering commitment to the truth, continue to inspire new generations. It takes massive, complex themes and weaves them into just an unforgettable adventure.
Because if the Ramayana teaches us anything, it's that doing the right thing is rarely the easiest thing. Rama gave up a kingdom to honor a promise. Sita braved absolute terror out of devotion. Hanuman literally moved mountains out of loyalty. The hardest paths so often lead to the greatest triumphs. So, when your own moment of truth comes, what will your choice be?